All right, it's the next day, and I had a plastic drum on here, and originally I pumped some out. I thought it was water. Turns out the entire drum was diesel fuel. So I basically just pumped it all into the dirty oil, let it mix. I wasn't sure about it, and I did take a sample in. I mean, Steve shook it up, but if you could have seen it before we shook it up, I mean, it's already starting to separate. It was clearly diesel fuel. It floated right on top of the water. So, and I'm gonna start taking, I'm gonna go get a bunch of mason jars and start taking samples of first runs, second runs, and stuff like that, and be able to test the stuff coming out of the drums. Now going forward, a lot of this stuff been sitting back here for years. The neighbor gave me some of this stuff, and what happened was their pinholes got on the top of this, I guess, because when I moved it, oil started coming up out of it. I think water got down in these. These were pretty nasty. So it's going to be a good job for the centerpiece. And thank God I put the funnel that goes all the way to the bottom, and now I have my float system in there. We're pulling good clean oil from the top. And now that I mixed a bunch of diesel in there, we probably put about 45 gallons of diesel in here, which I could have probably used if I ran it through a filter as the cut for my drum right there. That's ready to be blended. I probably could have used it for that, and probably would have been okay. But I got fresh diesel in my truck that I'll be using, and then I got to go get somewhere. I have filters that screw onto these pumps, and I got to go get a new filter, and we'll make sure that whatever we actually pump into the truck is ran through a filter, you know, even though it's going to be super clean. And I think the diesel, I'm going to have to, I have a pump on the back of that truck, and I have 2 more pumps. We got to get them running because certain ones I don't want mixed up with the dirty oil. And we're going to have to get a different system for the oil, because this pump here, I actually had to take this off today, squeeze some thick oil in there because it lost prime. I couldn't get it to prime, man. But once it primed, it was pretty good. But anyway, now that we have a nice cool day, nice breeze, and some overcast, damn, it's starting to rain. We're gonna get on this light plant, start cutting this thing up, even in the rain. I don't see no lightning. I'm okay with a little bit of rain. Oh, it's darker over there. Shoot. I'm okay with a little bit of rain, but last night, man, there was lightning bolts slinging everywhere, and I'm not okay with lightning bolts. And then check out what the neighbor gave me. I went and pulled it over here. Yeah, we got a mess, but it's a mess in progress. Actually, we cleaned up a lot, but it looks chaotic because of what we were doing yesterday. I got me a whole Cadillac, lots of aluminum. Steve's like, oh, the whole thing's aluminum. And then I'm like looking at the floorboard, I'm like, well, that looks like rust. Looks like rust where he cut it. So what they've done is they've skinned it in aluminum, but the inners are steel. I don't know how far I'm gonna get into that. We might just cut it. I don't know. Some parts we can maybe throw it as iron aluminum, but like all this stuff here, this is all cast, heavy cast aluminum, which to me is crazy. Because if you get in an accident, you're done, man. That's gonna crack and crumble, and I don't know, man. Steve had cut this up a little bit. I mean, that's all heavy cast. So we'll get a little money out of it, a few $100 bucks. And we got just so much crap. I'm gonna bring the dump trailer over here and just load up all these pallets, I think, and tires and make a dump run. Freaking guys next door over there moved out, and just in the back it looks chaotic. I'm surprised they haven't come over here and said anything to me. It looks absolutely crazy. But anyway, let's get started on this tower before we lose our any. I think we're gonna be all right, but I'm gonna get set up on this. We're gonna get the forklift up there and rigged on this piece here. We're just gonna drop it, cut it there, and then we'll cut that 4-foot section, whack those arms off. And I think what we're gonna do is, instead of using the winch to pull this out, I'm gonna just wrap onto that thing and see if I can't pull it out with the forklift. Because I don't want all 3 sections extending at once, because we'll be way out there by my car. So we're gonna try to just pull 1 section at a time, do minimum cuts. I don't know how much gas I got. We'll cut big sections off. Matter of fact, we might cut this whole big tier off in 1 shot. Cut it off, and then we'll get it on the ground and bring it over to the shop where I can use the plasma cutter, which, you know, is not going to be as expensive as that gas, and I got a lot of plasma. But hopefully by the end of the day, this thing will be reduced to a flat deck. And if we're still here, I'm going to go borrow that guy's forklift and pick that big generator up and set it up on top of there. And then we'll be really kind of cleaned up over here. And yeah, we're working at it. It's a definitely work in progress, but this is what we got to do. Unfortunately, I got rid of my editor's car, and another one popped right in there, but at least that one we can have some fun with. We'll break out the jaw and just go ham on that thing, cut it up. And that one's going to be worth a lot more than the other one I cut up, because there's a lot of aluminum, nice high dollar aluminum rims on there. So we'll have fun with that. Okay, I don't necessarily need the forklift extensions, but I want to keep the forklift as far away from the sparks as possible. That way no like slag or sparks hit any type of hydraulic hose. Okay, here's where we're at. I did figure out the wiring, and I had to hot wire it basically. So basically, white with these two will retract it in. White with red, I'm sorry, white with these two lets it out, which would have let the thing come back down. White and black pulls the cable in, which would push it out. Now, originally I thought that cable went down and all through everything and was 2 long cables. It's actually 1, 2, 3 different cables, maybe more, I'm not sure. But what I did is I just torched the cable off here, because what was happening is, as I was pulling, it was pulling each section out. So I torched the cable, strapped it to the thing. We're doing one section at a time. We're gonna pull this thing off here, and then I'm gonna actually stick the fork down in there, restrap it somehow, you know, and then we're gonna back it out as far as we can, or safely, because I don't know how heavy it is. I don't want that thing to like drop in the forklift, like get damaged or fall down or something like that. I mean, I doubt that that'll happen with just one tier, but we'll pull maybe like a, you know, 10 foot and stop, and or 8 foot, whatever. That way once we get it down, we can plasma cut it. Now this galvanized is some shitty stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Steve, I found it, it's probably better if you cut the bottom now,
yeah,
and make the top and the sides the last cuts.
Cut the bottom first?
Yeah, you don't want to be underneath that thing, kind of like on that last cut, or at least I didn't want to be. So we'll get that boom off. Then I'm gonna come over here, pick this thing up, and I got all my, I'm going to pick up my truck, which is not here at the moment, it's at the house. I got all my picking chains and straps in the truck, so we're kind of limited of what we're doing here. But we'll get a good, I don't know if we'll get this all off today, because I got to leave early to go get my truck. But I will get this thing up off of here and try to consolidate this stuff over onto a pallet or something. But there should be a little difference at the end of the day today. I'm hoping these tires hold up, because I got to transport this trailer somewhere with that generator on it. So that's going to be fun. Probably have to jack this up, check the bearings and whatnot. See, I think these are dump trailer size tires. We'll bring some spares, and we're going to haul this thing out of here to the house. Okay, this is where we're at. I think what's happening now is it's binding up inside. All that slack cable might be binding up because it just pretty much stopped. Or there's a stop down in there that won't let it go any further. So what we're gonna try to do is, I'm gonna fire that winch up and see if I can't push these last sections out and see what happens. I might pull these outriggers out a little bit, maybe put a little bit of weight on the front end, and yeah. Forklift's doing its job, but this thing stopped moving, and I'm not going to put too much pressure on this thing. If it don't slide right out, I'm not pulling from. That's a lot of torque up there on all this stuff, and I just rebuilt that, and I ain't trying to break nothing. This thing, for what I got going on in the shop, this thing is a must-have for the next couple days. So yeah, we're getting in it. I think I'm going to possibly take that box off and lay it up on the front of the trailer, maybe stack some other heavy shit on top of it, and then just see if this thing will still push it out. I don't know what'll happen now, being that I cut that cable and that's bound up in there, but it should at least push these two tiers out. If we can push that tier out far enough, we'll go ahead and cut it. We might have to make a double cut, like cut the outside, free up enough space to get to the inside. I don't know, but that galvanized is nasty stuff, man. It don't like being cut. It's actually like popping the flame out on the torch and producing some nasty smoke. But there's a nice breeze right now going that way. We're running low on acetylene. We're running low on oxygen. Okay, after taking a little break and getting out of the sun, because it is cooking out here right now, I decided I'm going to go a little different route with this. I think what I'm going to do is power up the other winch, pick this thing up off of this thing here, cut the thing off, and let that winch out and let this thing actually come down to where we can just extend it out on the ground and we're not working off the ladder, because it's kind of sketchy up there and dealing with all that heavy weight. So if we can get everything down a little bit, then that would be a good thing. So I have something to go do, so I'm going to wrap this up for now, and then we're going to come back later and do some scrapping. I want to make a scrap yard run and kind of clear some stuff out. We don't have a lot, but I got some nuggets of that 600. This bin, I might just take the bin as is. I thought there was a little piece of Romex down in there somewhere, but I'm not really in the mood to like pull it all out. Or maybe, I don't know. This is all basically the Cat 5, so we'll send it as that. I need to go, I went and picked up 18 of these things, but they're on my trailer at my house. I need to bring back 2. I shouldn't have cut the top of this one open. I would have only had to get 1. So this is going to be designated as a settling drum eventually. This will be my clean, final, clean stuff. And then I need 2 more drums. 1 for diesel, and I need 1 for my blend that I'm actually going to pump into the truck. So, 1. So we'll have a 6-tote system. And I'm going to go pull out the rest of my pumps and see if I can't get another pump ready. And then I have an idea. Man, I thought this thing here like lost prime for a second. Seems like it's just trickling. So we're just gonna let that cook. I've already got 50, 55 gallons. Got a lot to go. Now a lot of this, I put about 45 gallons of diesel fuel in here. And I don't know if it stayed at the bottom, if there's just gonna be a layer of diesel down there, if it mixes. But I was thinking about something. So that this thing doesn't lose prime. Because it's just like trickling in. I'd like to actually run it faster, but bleed some of it back into the tank and actually use it to circle the fluid a little bit. But we'll bleed it back like at the top. And if we can just get some circular motion in there, it might help blend the diesel. I don't know. I don't even know if that's even really necessary. I mean, eventually the diesel will get burned up. But I don't know if I already mentioned, I realized I got 100 gallons of motor oil sitting in the bed of that truck over there in my other fuel cell that I need to get out. So we're gonna have a lot of fuel when we're done. But for now, I'm gonna wrap this up and then go pick up my truck, and then we're gonna come back and do some scrapping and get a load ready for Miami in the morning. And then we have so much stuff to do over the next couple days. It's gonna be crazy. So if you come this far, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, because when I get back, we're actually gonna start blending, and we're gonna do a little bit of scrapping. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, fine. I'm gonna flip these. I'm using this that open drum. I've basically been flipping these drums and letting them drain the residuals that the pump didn't take. Now these drums here, they're gonna go to the scrap yard. I probably had almost 300 gallons of oil sitting around the shop. And now we're gonna burn it. And you know, 300 gallons. You know, I did go get some more oil, bring some more oil in, and I had a guy drop some off. I talked to the guy across the street. I talked to a guy down there. I got the tranny guy, and I got another guy that will give me their oil. There's so many people over here that have oil. It's going to be like a never-ending supply. So I'm super stoked about that. And the savings, man. You know, spending $1,000 a month on fuel is not fun. But hopefully we can get that number down to, you know, maybe $200 or $300 a month with our blend, and you know, putting premium in the car. That's a pig in itself. But let's check out our little our float system. Let me get a light in there so y'all can see. Doing good. I might add one more to this side right here, but there's enough hose in there that should stay flat as it goes all the way down. So let me know what you think of my redneck flotation suction thing, and if there's anything else I should do. Now, we're going to do away with all of these. We're not going to be using these in the final setup. All of the transports, we're pulling from the top on all of them. Even from this one, when I pump it up to there, we're pulling from the top. And depending on the pump, I might be able to actually use the bottom to just inject it in, but we will pull it off the top, you know, which The only thing about that is instead of just letting it feed down, we will have to pump it down. But you know, we want that cream of the crop, the icing on the cake type stuff. And I think if we do that with every single tote, it's going to eliminate a lot of the sludge, a lot of the moisture and stuff like that. And we're just not gonna have stuff sticking out like this. We're not gonna have to deal with that. And I'm not gonna have to deal with like hitting valve. Now I have a cool idea, and this is just you know, we're gonna do something better than this. Something where, you know, we can lock this down and it'll be sealed, and we can actually vent these, because if the fans weren't on, I'd probably be smelling oil right now. But you know, right now it's not too bad because it draws it out. This stinks though. This oil here smells. This has been sitting outside. I don't even know where some of these drums came from. I think I got one from the neighbor, actually 2 from the neighbor, and I'm not sure that one might came from. Everybody just keeps dropping stuff off over here. So, all right, if you come this far, thanks for watching, and stay tuned because we got a lot going on here. We got a lot going on that I'm not showing you, that you'll be seeing here probably next week. And it's going to be it's going to be something different, but it's going to blow your mind when you see what I got going on. So I appreciate you guys sticking around, and I know the videos and the scrapping has been sparse lately. It's because I've been involved with something, and when it's all settled, we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before?